Okay, good afternoon, class. So today we're looking at quadratic equations and inequalities. In this lesson we're going to cover number 11 to 15. Okay. Number 11. A number of learners plan a camping holiday. The total cost of the holiday is 3,600 rand per day. However, 3 other learners cannot afford to pay, so the other learners in the group agrees to each pay an additional 100 rand per day to cover the cost of the learners who don't have the money. Calculate how many learners are in the group and the total amount that they are required to pay each day. Okay. So this is a case where we have actual equals original plus minus with difference. So we're going to say let x be the number of learners in the group. We have to say what x is. Okay, we can't just use the x. Alright. So what is the original calculation? 3,600 rand divided by the number of learners there are. Not so. But what's actually happening? How many learners can't pay? There's 3 learners who can't pay. So it's 3,600 over x minus 3. But they would have to pay an additional 100 rand. So it's plus. Okay. So what's my LCM here? X into x minus 3. So what must this fraction be written? What must this denominator be multiplied? X. So it's 3,600 into x equals 3,600 into x minus 3 plus. This has to be multiplied by x into x minus 3. Not so? From here, just multiply out to get rid of the brackets. The 3,600x is equal to 3,600x minus 10,800 plus 100x squared minus 300x. Of course that cancels, not so? So 0 is equal to 100x squared minus 300x minus 10,800. So I can do one of two things here. Is this why you come to my class?
No, sir.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is minus b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. X is equal to, or x is equal to. So let's do the calculation. It will be 300 plus square root of 300 squared minus 4 times 100 times negative 10800 over 2 times 100. Is you 12 or negative 9. Can there be a negative amount of learners on the camp? No. So therefore, there are 12 learners. Not so. But part of the question was to calculate the cost per day. No? Calculate how many learners are in the group and the total amount that they are required to pay. So who's going to pay? What's actually happening. Not so. So for the learners that's actually paying, is going to be 3,600 divided by 12 minus 3. Otherwise, I could have punched this whole thing in the calculator as well. Should give you the... No, it wouldn't. Okay, so actually what is happening is 3,600 over 9. So they're paying 400 Rand per day. That is for the learners that is actually paid. Okay? What is 3,600?
That says 3,600 per day.
Huh?
It says they pay 3,600.
Didn't I ask you how much must each person pay? Calculate. And the total amount that they are required to pay each day.
So isn't it then 3,600 then plus the 1?
No? Because the question is how many learners are in the group and the total amount that the learners each has to pay. I think it's a bit, it's not clear. So because it's not clear, you'll probably get the mark. But I understand what they wanted you to do. What's the answer at the back?
400.
400. So they're also seeing it like that. Let me just see, check some. So this would have also given you 400, 3,600
Yeah.
over 12 plus 100. Would have also given you 400. Okay. Any other confusion there? No? People number 12. A retailer buys a number of crystal glasses and pays a total of 4,420 Rand. She sells all except 8 of them at the selling price of 150 Rand per glass more than the cost price per glass. A total profit was 1,520 Rand. A says, calculate the number of glasses she originally bought. So this is again that case of actual equals original equals original plus minus your difference. So what did she originally, what was the original scenario? 4,420 over x. So we should have said, let x be the number of glasses initially bought. Okay. So it's going to be over x. She's going to sell it for 50 Rand more. Right, so what's actually happening is she's making a profit of 1,520 Rand. 1,520 Rand plus 4,420 Rand gives you 5,940 Rand. 5,940 Rand. That is the income for how many glasses? X minus 8 glasses. Can you see that, people? So what is the LCM here? X into x minus 8. So this must be multiplied by x. So it's 5,940 times x equals 4,420 into this one, x minus 8 plus 50 into x minus 8. Okay. From here it's a matter of solving for x. So I get 5,940x equals 4,420x minus 4,420 multiplied by 8. Give you 35,360 plus 50x squared minus 400x. Is that correct? So from here it's just a matter of, this is number 12. Just tidying this up a bit. So it's going to be 0. I'm going to take everything to that side. So it's 50x squared. Here's an x, x, and x. So remember, Whatever I write on the keeping the side, I write down first, so it's negative 400 minus 5940 plus 4420. It's negative 1920 x minus 35,360. Is that correct? So one of two things I can do. I can either use a quadratic formula, complete the square factors, or this calculator. So it's going to go 50 equals negative 1920 equals negative 35360. Give me an x value of 52 or a negative value of negative 68 over 5. People, can it be negative? No. So that one is out. So therefore she has had initially bought 52 glasses. Okay. Let's look at B. B says calculate the cost price of each glass. So the cost price is the original price, not so. So the cost is going to give you 4,420 over 52. $4,420 over 52 gives us 85 Rand per glass. Okay. And then C says the selling price of each glass. So remember that is the total income over the number of glasses sold, not so. So to work out the total for each glass, it's going to give you 5,940 Rand over 52 minus 8. Okay, so it's 5,940 Rand over 52 minus 8. Gives you 135 Rand per glass. Okay. See any confusion there? Okay. Rule number 13. The difference between two natural numbers is 5. People, what are natural numbers? Numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to infinity. The difference between two natural numbers is 5. The product is 204. Calculate the numbers. People, if we let the first number be x, the second number can be y. So x plus y is 5, or x times y is 204. Or I could have said, if the first number is x, the next number is 5 minus x. Not so. So we say let x be the first number. If x is the first number, then the second number is going to be, the second number is 5 minus x. How do I know that? If x, if the first number is 1, then the next number is going to be 2. Let's look again. The difference between two natural numbers is 5. No, I think I'm making a mistake.
So is it x plus 5?
Yeah, x plus 5. Sorry, I made a mistake. It's actually going to be better if you go down the route of simultaneous equations. I made a mistake here, no, sorry. So this would be, so I say let x be the first number, and then let y be the second number. So the difference between, what's the difference? I must subtract. So it's going to be y minus x is equal to 5. Okay. And the other one, the product is 204. So So it's going to be x times y is 204. Right, you guys understand? So what do we have to do here is to make y the subject of the formula. Y is equal to x plus 5. If you want, you can call that equation 1, equation 2, equation 3. Okay. So what do we do now? We substitute equation 3 into equation 2. So wherever we see a y, we replace it with x plus 5. So it's going to be x into x plus 5 equals 204. The bracket says x squared plus 5x minus 204 is equal to 0. Try now. No? Use this calculator again. It's going to give you 1, 5, negative 204. The answer is 12. Or x equal to negative 17. But what was the condition? It has to be natural numbers. So can it be negative? No. The first number is 12. So x is 12 and what is y? Y is equal to 12 plus 5, which is? Yes.
I just made it x and then
X plus 5.
and then I got wrong.
That's well done. You like it?
Yep.
No. Next time. But you're absolutely correct. I just interpreted it wrong. Thank you.
Sir,
Yes?
could you have gone straight into x plus 5 is equals to 204?
Yes. That's what she did. No? It was shorter than mine. No? Correct? People number 14. Well, number 14, we are told that a workshop is rectangular. A workshop is rectangular and measures 9 by 7. That's 7 and 9. In order to cope with the growing demands of the business, the owner plans to increase the area to 180 square meters. So the new area must be 180 meters square. By increasing the width, now the width is the length, outside the breadth, the width by x, that's going to be x, and the length by 2x. So what is that length then? It's going to be x plus 7, as you can see that is 7, this is 7, that's x plus 7, and this here is going to be 9 plus, and if I multiply the length and the breadth, what must I get? 180. Can you see that, people? So what must I say prior to this? Let x be, or they already said x, okay. Because they have introduced the x already, so we're not going to do the same. No? Okay. So what do we say? It's going to area is equal to length times breadth. So the area is 180 square meters equal to x plus 7 multiplied by 2x plus 9. So from here, just multiply this out, I get 2x squared. I get 9x plus 14x plus 63 minus 180 is equal to 0. So 0 is equal to 2x squared plus 23x minus 63 minus 180. You get the 117. Is that correct? Nobody get this one right. Okay. So what do I do now? Solve for x. Either quadratic formula or this calculator. So at the end of the year, you tell your mommy, if you really want one, please don't buy me a Christmas present. Make this my Christmas present, no? And my birthday present, and whatever present you want. Right? All the presents you normally get. So x is going to be 3,82 meters, or the other x value of 15 in the negative, comma 8 something. 318. So it's 32. But can the length be negative? No. So it has to be 3,82. What's the question? Find the dimensions of the new workshop. So the new workshop's dimension is going to be length, which is 9, plus 2 times 3,82, and your width is going to be 7 plus 3,82. And what did this work out to be? 10,8382. And this one here? 16,6 meters. Approximately. Okay. Any confusion there? No? And then the last one, number 15. Number 15. A petrol tanker loaded with fuel travels on a motorway between two towns, 245 kilometers apart. The driver travels back the following day with an empty tank and is able to increase his average speed by 20 kilometers per hour. He completes the return journey in 45 minutes less. People, remember this kilometers per hour? It's going to be 45 over 60, which is the same as 3 over 4. 3 and a quarter of an hour less because of the increased speed. Calculate the average speed for the return trip. People, this is the speed, distance, time question. Not so. So we got speed. And the return. Okay. Speed, distance, time. So we're not going to say how we know that D must be on top. So that's your triangle. No? So the distance between the two towns is 245. If it returns, it will also be 245 kilometers. Not so? Speed. So you say let x be the initial speed of the trip. No? So that's x. Let's read again. The driver travels back the following day in an empty truck and is able to increase his average speed by 20 kilometers per hour. So it becomes x plus. X plus?
Isn't it 45? Because 45 minutes is wait, no, it's wrong.
Right, the time.
Yeah.
Time is going to be distance over speed, so it's 245 over x. The time for the return trip is 245 over x plus 3. Okay. You're visiting us today and you're up and down in the class. Are you normal? Right. People, so which time takes longer? To or from over return? To the place, to the town, initially. Not so. So, if we take 245 over x minus 245 over the return trip, which is x plus 20, he does it in 45 minutes sooner. So if you subtract, my girl, what are you busy with? You're checking what? You subtract it 2 times, he does it in 45 minutes less, or 3 and a quarter of an hour less. Okay. So what's your LCM here? 4x into x plus 3. Okay. So what was the first fraction we written as? We multiplied by 4 into, so it's 245 times 4 into x plus 20 minus, this was multiplied by 4x, so it's 245 times 4x equals, this was multiplied by x into x plus 3. This is multiply that out. It's going to give you 245 times 4x plus 245 times 4 times 30 or 20, sorry. 245 times 4 times 20 gives you 19,600. But I'm not going to multiply this out. See, that's already cancelling. Can you see that? It's minus 245 times 4x is equal to 3x squared plus 60. Now, of course, that cancels. Quadratic, I take everything to one side, so 0 is equal to 3x squared plus 60x minus 196.
So is it 196 double?
196 is the 196 double down.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you. So it's quadratic. I'm going to do it either using quadratic formula or my calculator. I'm going to use the calculator feature. Remember, this is the last answer calculated. There's going to be 3 equals 60 equals, and that answer was positive but is negative now. Gives me an answer of 71,45. And the other one is, of course, negative 91,45. But can you do a negative speed? No. So the speed, the initial speed is 71,45 kilometers per hour. Okay, but what was the question? The question was the average speed for the return trip. So the speed for the return trip is going to be, so 71,45 plus 20, which is 91,45 kilometers per hour. Okay? And then the B part of the question says the time taken for the return trip. Now the time taken for the return trip is 245, which is this calculation here. That equation. So the time is going to be 245 over the x plus 20 is, of course, 91,45. So it's 245 over 91,45 is a total of 2,67.
Isn't it
67 of an hour. Yeah, you could say 68. Yeah, 68 is supposed to be. Or I was going to convert it to hours and minutes. So that's 2 hours, as you can see. That's 2 hours. And that is 0,68 of an hour. But how many minutes are there in an hour? 60. So I times the answer by 60 gives me 41 minutes. People, the question was not to write it in minutes and hours, but I'm just showing you if the question was in terms of minutes and hours. People, that basically brings us to the end of exercise 2.6. All right.